Hey, I wanted to do a video for you on how you get return clients. I'm going to share some of the ideas, things that worked for me, things that didn't work for me. And I know we all want to have a following or a return clientele. And I have some really wonderful clients that return to me, and I think this is how I won them. In your community, you're going to have people that do the same kind of work that you do within your field. The only thing that you could really do, and it's also connected to the price, usually the price is pretty much the same, but the one thing that you can do is create something unique and different with your business. So part one is be unique in some way. I never thought that having a quilting channel on Lorena's Quilting on YouTube, which you guys are watching, would create this wonderful incentive that people would consider bringing me quilts. I just really was sharing my work day and what my life is kind of like. It wasn't really about like part of my business plan. I didn't even know that people would send me quilts. But I also think that the fact that I highlight their quilts or I share their quilts on YouTube while I'm working them is that unique factor. I had a client recently that went to me and another long armor, and this other long armor is a custom quilter. I don't tend to like custom quilting for my clients unless they're my ride or die clients that I've had for years, because the amount of work put into a custom quilt, you kind of don't make your money back, but it is an act of art, and sharing your artistry, you have to be special to me. One of the things that this client shared with me, which I thought, it's make sure you return your client's quilt in a timely manner. I try really hard to make sure I keep my timelines no matter what's going on. And let me just say this, I have a lot going on sometimes. And if I can't have that quilt done on that time frame, I truly make sure that they know. And I also tell them personally what's going on. For example, one client, I didn't get to finish her quilts because I had to go out of town. And then when I came back, I had to go to the hospital and help a family member. And it's just things that I couldn't control. But right after all of that got fixed and in line, I went and made sure her quilts were done. So you have to make sure, if you want return clients, that you give them their quilts in the time frame they say. You keep your word, and you have to just do that. Clients will get frustrated with you. I literally had a client who someone had her quilt for 3 months and they had still not finished it. And let me just say, I literally got her quilt and I quilted it for her in one day. The day she gave it to me, that day I quilted it and I gave her the quilt back the next day. That client has been one of my most favorite, beautiful, some of her quilts are the most loveliest quilts I've ever quilted, and she's been a loyal client to me ever since. So giving your clients their quilts or whatever you're doing in the time frame that you state that you're going to have it done, make sure you keep your timeline and keep your word. People are relying on you, especially like if it's a holiday quilt, it's a quilt for a graduation, and if you just kind of like fail there, they're never going to come back. But if you finish that product or item or quilt faster than they expected, they really will trust you more and give you more work. It really is about trust and you doing what you say you're going to do. And if not, tell your client quickly, let them know ahead of time. And it can't be a regular, well, my life ain't crazy. Bring me 3 quilts and I would do 1 for free. And I had a client who came to me literally every month with 3 quilts, and they were all king size quilts, and she got a king size quilt quilted for free. Or she would bring me a whole bunch of small quilts and she would get a baby quilt quilted for free. It didn't matter what she brought me, the smallest quilt would be the free one. And I literally had a return client because she loved that special, and she would just bring me 3 and 1 would be free. And that special really got people to see my work, and they were just blessed by having one quilt, and also too, it delighted them that they were getting one of their quilts for free and it was getting done. And so that was like a huge special. Another special that I created was if you brought me 3 quilts, I would give you the batting for free for one of them. And so it wouldn't have to be 4 quilts, it would have to be 3. And sometimes I would do a special where I would give people the batting for half off. Bring me 3 quilts. On all your quilts, I would give you the batting half at half my cost. Well, half. Whatever half would be if you went to Joann's, I guess. And so clients would bring me their quilts and not have to worry about purchasing batting, because I even think I was giving them my wholesale cost, so they were getting like batting at a really great rate. And so that was a special that really kind of worked for me. And it brought people that would never consider coming to me because maybe their long armors were charging me a certain rate, and because I did a special at certain times, they would give me a chance to quilt a quilt for them. And I'm not saying to lowball your prices to where you kind of like hurt other long armors, but I do recommend you do certain specials here and there. And I would do these specials, I believe, in the summer, and maybe I would also create a special for a short time right before November, like in September, because I wanted to create a rush of people bringing their quilts so that they would be ready for December and I wouldn't be going crazy in December. And so create some type of special that that works for you. Another thing, if you make a mistake or if your client finds a mistake of any kind, try somehow to remedy it. Like one of the clients, she found some of my stitch quality wasn't perfect. I offered her to ship me the quilt back for free, and I would pay for the shipping, and then I would also return the quilt after I have repaired it. Do not get hot-headed. Do not take it personal. It's not a personal attack towards you. It's just sometimes things happen. I didn't notice that maybe the stitch quality was not the way it should have been in a certain area, and the fabric was white and the thread was white, so I just didn't catch it. The really great clients will want you to resolve it, and there's some janky clients out there that they just want free quilting, and no matter what you do is not going to resolve it. And so I don't like dealing with people and fighting over money, so I will refund them. And let me just say this, it does hurt, it is discouraging. I refunded a lady $260, and that was 2 quilts she paid for, and I quilted one for free for her. And I just gave her the cash back. She wanted to fight about things, she wanted to argue, and I just don't, like, here's your money. And for example, the client that found the bad thread quality, I told her that if she still had a problem or something happened, I would resolve it as however she wanted me to resolve it. But also too, like, in my heart, I want to bless her somehow, either by giving her a really great discount on the next quilt she brings me, or even consider quilting one of her quilts for free, just to be right with her. It's like your relationship with your clients should be more important than the money that you obtain. And so I want her, that no matter what goes on, to be okay with me, even if she never comes back. And I'm okay if she doesn't come back. I get it, right? Things go wrong and it just happens, but I want her to be okay that if she comes back or doesn't come back, she's at peace with me. You know what I mean? As long as you do the right thing before the eyes of God, God will bring you more people to give you work. And that's how I feel. I feel that God has really found ways to bless me when I've had a client mistreat me, or when I've had something happen that didn't go right. He'll bring me a different client that, whatever I've lost, I've kind of gained back by getting someone different that, just love my work. I do really believe that how you behave before people will determine where you go the next day. And so I want to make sure that my clients are pleased with me, even if I am mistreated or taken advantage of, because I don't want to walk with mistreating anybody. If they mistreat me, that's on them. If they're okay walking with it, they're going to live with themselves, because the way they mistreated me, I'm sure they mistreated other people. And after a while, people will get sick of that behavior and walk away from them. So just keep in mind that however you choose to resolve it, there's other people out there. And in my heart, God is watching you. So be proud of yourself on how you handle things. For every client that comes to me, I do something special. I try to buy like cheap little things, maybe insignificant or significant. I will buy different types of threads. I will buy like little vacuums. Some of my clients I've given some of my favorite tools to. So find incentives to bless your clients. Some of my clients I give a jelly roll to, and those are clients who have sent me several quilts. Every time a client comes to me, whether she's new or she's old, I try to offer them something, a gift of some kind. They don't leave me without receiving something from me. Think of things that are really inexpensive that you could give your client as a thank you. You can also do a really neat thank you gift. I know a long armer who would buy these really cheap long arm bags. So when the client left with her quilt, she provided a long arm bag for them. And then when they returned, they brought back the bag. They were not that expensive, I believe. And I don't remember where she got them, but provide some kind of gift to thank the client for coming to you. Went to a long arm quilter one time and there was dust all over. Dust on the floor, dust on her lights, dust on the rails of the long arm quilting machine. I mean, there was like layers, thicknesses of dust. This is how you run your business? It kind of freaked me out. So keep in mind that people don't like clutter. People don't like a mess. If you don't value your space, how are you going to value their quilts? And you can lose business, and for sure, you can lose people not wanting to ever bring you a quilt back. The first time, maybe they didn't know better. The second time, they'll decide not to. When you're before the client too, take a shower, wash your teeth, make sure your face is clean. You know, that's important. I don't understand why that wouldn't be important to you. How you present yourself is how people see you initially, and they really decide if they want to come back to you on the first couple minutes. I know a lady wanted her dog trimmed by this dog trimmer, but when she went up to the front of the house was in disgusting shape. There was trash everywhere, and my friend's like, no way, I'm not leaving my dog there. I can't trust her. If this is how she is with her own property, how is she going to treat my animals? So people think that way. How you take care of your environment, people kind of like evaluate how you'll take care of the things they bring you. So keep that in mind, okay?